Hello and welcome to qualifying here for the German Grand Prix, and we are here at the Hockenheimring for the very first time in SSRL history. And what we can see from free practice is that this session is going to be very close. We have about 12 drivers. The top 7 will go through, which means the bottom 5 obviously will go out. And it's looking pretty competitive throughout the field, actually. The top 10 times from free practice were all within 1.5 seconds of the leader, who was Zero Denial, who was ahead from the next best person by a good 5/10. We had Deli, who was meant to be the commentator for qualifying today, but unfortunately he could not make it due to personal reasons. So you're stuck with me. The thing about me is that I actually don't know the sector times, so we just have to see it by eye, as we have a bunch of people all in the same pack going up towards turn 6, the big hairpin. Very lenient on corner exits are the corner cuts today, but even if you go off track by a minuscule amount anywhere else, then you most likely will get a CC. So I have a feeling we're going to see quite a few drivers doing drive-throughs as we head to the race in about half an hour or 40 minutes time. Now starting to finish the first laps. I believe that's Captain Cody ahead of Zero Denial. And Zero Denial straight to a 101.1, and that'll surely be good enough to get him through to the next session. He beat his free practice time by 2/10 on just a single lap. JD Denier didn't even set a lap in free practice. Instantly goes up to 3rd place ahead of the two Ineos Irwin GP cars. And then Chase in the lone mode of motorsport today instantly goes up to 2nd place. Yeah, it's a second off, but it's the top 7 who go through. Over half the field not setting laps on their first tries. The field today, this man right here, Kubo 9, might be feeling a slight bit of pressure with his recent performances and the new signing of Diego, who is now the new reserve driver at Holden. But Kubo jumps up to 7th place, Viandra to 3rd, and JD with a 101.3. The Fusion Motorsport has some unfound pace. Captain Cody jumps up into 5th place ahead of the two Ineos Irwin GPs as well. And then Viandra in the Proera up to 3rd. So Proera trying to catch up to Holden in the championship standings, and it's looking good so far. Over 11 minutes left. We haven't seen laps yet from Latini, Rohan, and Eeks. So we'll have to wait for them. As Kubo 9 will come in to reset his tyres. Laser now up into 4th place, which means we now officially have cars which will go out of qualifying. We're actually missing someone. Not sure who that could be. Actually, never mind. It's probably Diego who got into the car for free practice. But obviously he can't race because the two Holden cars are now here. And there's a spin at the final corner for Zero Denial. That won't be a good way to start his new lap. Have a look at Laser, who is looking at a move to Proera. And it looks like it might happen in the next days. But for now, he's still at Irwin GP, giving it his best. And right now, he's through into the next session. It's Crest now into 7th place, the new reserve at Irwin GP. So Crest now up into the top 7, and that would bring him through to the next session if it stays like this. Which I don't think it will, because Eeks now jumps up. Didn't have a lap yet, but now Eeks up into 7th place. Laser getting now another one into the 101s. We had 4 drivers in the 101s in free practice. One of those drivers was Captain Cody, but he's sitting in 6th place. Jay's actually improved on that lap just then with a 102.1. I'm actually finally able to see sector times, so I shall let you guys know. A 102.5 from Coolbro is still not enough. He's a 10th off. Get into the next part of qualifying. Laser comes in to change his tyres. Just over halfway through the first bit of qualifying now. Rohan has not set a lap. Latingi on the board. Here goes Rohan. I don't think he set a lap on his final attempt in free practice. Now up to the line. Doesn't look like he's invalidated anywhere. And Rohan to 7th place. So there's currently 2 Fusion Motorsports who are struggling to even score any points. They've only had 2 in the first 8 races. And now sitting 2nd and 7th in qualifying. And maybe this will reflect on the rest of the weekend. And as I say that, Coolbro 9 goes up into 8th place, but it's still not enough to get into the next part of qualifying. Still 1.3 seconds off the leader, but just over a 10th now away. Cress, who was once in the top 7, now down into 10th place. And Latingi in the Soul Zen Racing is also a bit off the pace. As I say that, it's a green middle sector from Latingi. Captain Cody actually improved on that last lap. So he's a bit closer now, jumping up ahead of Jace. And Latingi now on the board. So we've got every single driver has now set a lap. I'm pretty sure it's that way in the first place. There's JD with a 12.8 first sector. That is a mammoth lap, or mammoth start to the lap, I should say. Hopefully he's left some grip in these tyres until the end. Very consistent slipping are the tyres, and he's about 2/10 shy in the middle part of the lap. Let's hope he can make it up in the final bit for the Fusion Motorsport car. In the first race in South Africa, JD surprised everyone by qualifying in 5th place, which granted him a point. Then retired midway through the race, unfortunately, and that isn't good enough. But Rohan has got 2 personal bests as he rounds the final corner with a big slide, but it won't matter. Improves his time ever so slightly, and is just 16 thousandths off of the championship leader is Rohan. So well done to the Indian driver. Still waiting for competitive times here from Coolbro and Eeks and Crash. Eeks has set a personal best in the first sector as we reach under 5 minutes remaining in the session now. Middle sector from Eeks isn't too bad either. So up comes the Folklore Racing Team car as he rounds the final 2 corners. And up to the line, Eeks jumps up to 3rd fastest. So now Rohan in the bottom 4, and Captain Cody is now on the cusp of not even making it to the next part. And as I say that, it's a purple middle sector from Captain Cody. And we're going to see him as he rounds up to the final corner. Big slide there. Might have been a corner cut. And it was on his outlap. He was slow in the first sector. So that definitely explains it. So he's now had a fresh restart. Not a bad first sector either on this lap. Waiting for a Cobra 9 competitive lap time here. He rounds the BMW, or the Mercedes grandstand I should say, with the BMW poster of last season's constructor winners in Captain Cody and Beyond 7 Bomber Guy. And it's not looking like a bad lap here from Cobra if he can just keep it on the track. Rarely ever see 2 Holdens on the cusp. Rounds the final corner, and Kubro has jumped ahead of his teammate. Kubro into 6th place, just over 3 minutes remaining, and Captain Cody right now is in the bottom 4, but he is going quicker, and he's up to 3rd fastest, so that has just mitigated all of the tension. Rohan now up to 5th, so Kubro is now back down into the bottom 4. So as soon as he went up, well, he's found 2 10s in the first sector, so it's still not looking bad. But this race, or this qualifying session, is looking like one of the most competitive we will see yet. We hope qualifying 2 is the exact same, as Kubro will now come up to the Sector 2 line, and we'll see if he's improved. He's improved again. Kubro 9 trying to get into the next part of qualifying is what he's been struggling to do for the past couple of races, because he hasn't attended qualifying. He just does the race for some reason. Rounds the final corner, and it's looked like a solid lap for Kubra as he rounds the final corner, and it's up to 4th fastest. Laser now into the bottom 4, so that's 2 Irwin GPs in the bottom 4, and the 2 Holdens have found pace in just the nick of time, because they're now 3rd and 4th fastest. Now the pressure is on this man right here, Laser, who I think has just come out of the pit lane. And he has, because he's validated in the first sector. Now we have 1:30. And Laser will be one of the last to cross the line. Well, no, he'll actually be one of the first to cross the line, because he won't make it in time. Viandra now on the cusp has set a green first sector. Rohan set a green middle sector, but his first sector was about half a second off. Cody now jumps up and solidifies his position into the next part of qualifying, gets up into 2nd place. See if Rohan actually improves on this lap. Doesn't. He invalidated in the final sector. Viandra slow in the middle sector though, by about half a second. And just now 45 seconds left as we see Laser start his lap. He's about 3 10s down in the first sector. Chase also down there in the bottom 4 as well. We'll see if Crest can do anything to get out. Viandra crosses the line with 30 seconds to spare, and the last person should be Captain Cody across the line, so anyone after him, the laps won't count. As we reach 10 seconds, it's not looking quick though from Laser. He's not looking good enough. As he rounds the final corner, it's going to have to be a mammoth final sector and the slowest sector of the lot. Up to the line for Laser, and he is out of qualifying. Doesn't make it through, but there's still others behind, as there's a big pile of cars just now going through Sector 2 that don't need to improve. And no one is looking quick enough to make it through. We'll see if Chase or Cress will be able to do it. Cress can't. Up to the line for Chase, and he stops. So that'll be it for Q1. Viandra makes it through. So do the two Fusions. Eeks makes it through as well. The two Holdens convincingly. And Zero Denial set the first lap and didn't have to go out again. We're now back for Q2, and we just want to turn your attention to the team standings so far. Captain Cody ahead by 70 points, but the main battle is for the team standings, as we see there. Proera gained about 17 points on them. Dirk also isn't here, so we might see Chase go up into third if we see a good performance from them today. And Fusion Motorsport hoping to score a couple more points as I head into the next session. And as I say that, Viandra now out onto the track for the Proera, who made it by just over 2/10. Will now start his first qualifying run. Rounding the final corner for the Proera, goes wide and spins it. He's going to have to start his lap from there with 0 pace heading into turn 1, and that's not how you want to start. That wasn't a good start, and sliding all over the place again through the first sector is about an entire second down. Through turn 6, looked very nice through there. Cars can go over that sausage curb. A's a 9 as Rohan is now out of the pit. You can engine. A 30.8 middle sector is pretty competitive, but when you pair that up with Landra's first sector, and they're now rounding the final corner, set a 101.7 in Q1, and Q2 is 1.3 seconds slower. So, Viandra losing time, especially because of that spin. Rohan through turn 1. And it looked much neater than Viandra, probably because he had more pace through there. And that Fusion Motorsport car is looking very solid today. First sector, 13.1 for Rohan, and that looks a bit more like it. And now down into turn 6. Got the car stopped very nicely. I have to say, the Fusion Motorsport cars are very much so surprising me today, especially considering in free practice, JD didn't set a lap, Rohan did, but that was a big slide heading out of turn 8, I believe. Middle sector, though, is still purple. Now rounding the final couple of corners through now 15 and 16 for Rohan, and that car looks pretty solid, but he's gone wide of the final corner. And that is an invalid lap for Rohan, and it was looking so good up until the final corner. And Rohan comes in through the back, but now we'll see Eeks the lap. Eeks qualified 5th place in Pampulha in Brazil last time out. Let's see if he can do it again, all over the blue and white curb through turn 1. Getting now down into turn 2 is a big slide. Didn't really get as much grip. Was 3/1000ths down in the first sector compared to Rohan, but of course that Rohan lap will be a big what if all over the sausage curb in turn 6. All over the exit curve there, that's still okay. Now heading down, and was about half a second down in the middle sector compared to Rohan's lap. So this is looking pretty close to Viandra. He's all over the curb, almost spun it through now the final corners. X will head to the line and will go onto provisional pole with a 102.6. So now ahead of the Proera car. We head to the other side of the garage for the Holden cars. Coolbro 9. Here we go. Will we see a possible pole position here from the second main driver at Holden? First sector is a 13-0 and he's up. He is up on a time. Heavy engine braking a bit wide. Didn't hit the apex as much as he probably would have wanted to. But it's still looking good as he heads into turn 7. Now we see the BMW poster. There in the background you probably just saw Denier who's doing his outlap. Coolbro 9 in the middle sector. It's another fastest second sector. So this lap looking very good for the Australian as he rounds the final couple of corners. He's just outside the top 10 in the standings at the moment. Maybe this performance will get him into the top 10. Rounding the final corner, it's a 101.7 and it's provisional pole by 9/10 for the Holden second driver. And that was a very good lap from Coolbro 9. With all of the pressure surrounding his seat, that was an awesome lap time. But now we turn to the Fusion Motorsport car, who's probably surprising all of us at the moment, set a 101.3. And he's already invalidated in the first corner. He's gone too wide. And he's thrown it all away. Both Fusion cars already won't get a lap. Both of them invalidating. After all the pace that they had in Q1, they've thrown it all away. Very unfortunate, but now we'll get to see the top 2 in the championship possibly fight it out. Or we might see Coolbro hang on to that first, well, his first ever provisional pole actually. So we'll see how that goes. As Coolbro 9 has actually gone wide one of the corners, so JD should just come into the straight away. Now he's gonna lap, go backwards in. Here we go, Captain Cody. We missed turn 1. So don't know what happened with him. His teammate got a little bit in the way, but it's the fastest first sector on this lap for Captain Cody. And he's pretty much Tokyo drifted through turn 6. Don't know if that's the quickest way around that corner, but if it is, then fair enough. Back end sliding all over the place. And through sector 2, and he's down. He's down on his teammate. Coolbro 9 around the final couple of corners. Does he steal provisional pole off his teammate? Rounding up to the line, and he does by 0.3 of a second. But it is currently a Holden 1-2 at the moment. But the man who has been on it this weekend in Zero Denial now attempts to dethrone Captain Cody from provisional pole. Through the first turn was a bit wider than probably would have wanted. They're now down into this section. The sausage curb took him off, and he's 0.3 down in that first sector. We're racing down into turn 6, and that looked like it was going to go wide, but it didn't. Now through the middle part of the lap, where he has been the quickest driver. That car looks so planted at the moment. Middle sector, fastest of anyone. So this is a battle now between Captain Cody and Zero Denial, as it has been through the last couple of races up to the line now for the Pro Era. Is it pole position in Germany? No, it's not. He's down by 2/10, and Captain Cody will get pole position with Zero Denial lining up alongside. Cobra 9 will be in 3rd place with Eeks in 4th, scoring 2 points for Folklore. Viandra scores a point as well. And the two motorsport cars line it up in 6th and 7th place.